Hey guys, this is Hawk. Again, I'm not really sure why you guys have a black screen. There it is. Also, I'm not on that screen. What is happening here? That took forever. It seems like the streaming software is behind. Like, very behind. Okay. Anyways. Happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome to the stream. So far, I've seen Tara and Pablo in chat. So, I've not seen Anne yet. Everybody's making comments about that in chat right now. Pablo, I don't know. She messaged me a bit ago and asked if we were doing Escape Simulator. I said no. I don't know if maybe she mistook that as like there's going to be no stream. But anyways, if she happens to be around, if you're anywhere near her, maybe she just doesn't realize there is a stream right now. All right. So I don't think I did much of anything. Okay, no, that's not entirely true. I did a little bit after the last stream, and that was mainly because I went to get shellfish so that I could make more of these gourds. So I did a little bit of sailing around, but if we take a look at the map, we kind of already went over this at the end of the last episode, and for anybody that was here last stream, we did, in fact, I put the locations of the shrines. I put screenshots of the map locations in my Discord channel. Maybe I'll find, I was considering putting it out on like Reddit or something like that. But basically in the, I believe this is called the Embrace, this area. So we had 2 primordial trials. I don't know if we uncovered those as we sailed by them. I thought they were automatically showing on the map. So I don't know if, I'm not sure because there was only 1 primordial trial showing here in the reef. And I didn't see any of them up here. So we will probably check today to see if we can actually do any of them twice. Because we do have some other attunements to actually that we could unlock. But of course, what we found last stream is that we found, here's the Ocean Shrine down here in the Time-Worn Sanctuary. There's the Wind Shrine is just kind of here. It's not really on a specific island per se. Same thing with the Fire Shrine is south of the Scar, thanks to Arc Dragon for the location of that one because we could not find it. And then this one I did actually find as well is on the Earth Shrine is north of the Shattered Ruins, northwestish. Then we get over into the reef and we've got the Wind Shrine here on our home island, which is, I'm assuming it's Fallen Beacon. That is the only one we've found so far in this location. And got no notification. And so I'll just say this, just because I had it recently, Tara was mentioning that she was having like late notifications. If you're having issues with notifications with Twitch and with YouTube and whatever, for when the streams go live, I do have a notifications channel for, well, actually, it's both of them. Kind of Twitch points at one channel and YouTube points at another channel. And that was because when I first started doing all of like the videos and live stream stuff, I was, because of the policies at the time, I was not live streaming to YouTube. But if you ever want notifications a little more promptly, just make sure you are signed up for notifications. Let me double check the names of the channels here. Pull up my Discord. Hang on. There we go. The live streams channel gets its notifications from Twitch, and the new vids channel gets its notifications from YouTube. And like I said, the new vids channel was intended to be just like recorded videos because that was all I was putting on YouTube really at the time. Some of that has changed since then, but I have not updated my channels necessarily. And as Tara pointed out last time, there's many things that I need to take time to update at some point. I need to figure out something to do with all my freaking channel points on Twitch. Anyway, we'll get there eventually. All right. Then up in the Great Woods, again, I mentioned I don't see any primordial trials, but we did have the Wind Spirit here. It's on not quite the same island as the main boss battle in the Heart. I think that's Heartroot, yeah. And then the Fire Shrine is over here at the Broken Sanctuary. So those were everything that we found in the last stream. Actually, last 2 streams, because I think we had found both of the wind shrines in this area. So, today, we're going to head out. I guess we will head out and we will kind of check some of these and over here. We're going to try to hit this area first. And unfortunately, as we've mentioned before, and we should have all of the spirits. I double-checked this multiple times. All spirits found in this region. They added some additional spirits, and it's kind of weird because, like, I've got 14 out of 10 spirits. We do still have a monolith and 2 markings to find in this zone. That's right. I was going to bring up a map to show which ones we had not found yet so that we could just grab those while we were out and about. But I didn't do that. So I don't know if we will find all of those like while we're out and about, or if at some point I will have to do that like off stream. There's a shark. But we're going to be, I need to get some food actually, because I don't have a lot of health right now and I would like to avoid dying if possible. There we go. Now we got some hit points and some stamina. We had already checked this island. All right. Now we got, okay, I got a bunch of notifications here. It might have been because you had Twitch pulled up. Maybe. Tara gets double notifications now, one from Discord. And didn't get YouTube, so who the heck knows. And Tara's got over 100,000 points. Channel points on Twitch. And Pablo gets double notifications, and Pablo has become a Twitch. Which one is the first level? I can't even remember because it's the same one I'm in, but I can never remember. I think it's a Twitch affiliate. Pablo became Twitch affiliate, and so a little bit ago anyway. Okay. So there looks like there's a bunch of tide metal back here. So I think I was gonna say, this is the place with the construct. Okay, I'm getting shot. Let's go over here. I don't want to get shot. But we kind of, that was one thing that we kind of surmised in the last stream while Arc Dragon was on here. Oh, and by the way, this is, I said I went sailing around to get shellfish. I went to known locations of very large crabs, and that's how I got shellfish to be able to, that's how I got shellfish to be able to make the gourds. All right, there's some more shellfish. We can make some more gourds. All right, and we're just kind of peeking around at the different islands as we go, just to see if there happens to be any of these shrines here. But we did surmise in the last stream that it doesn't appear like any of those shrines ever appear on the islands with the constructs. Now, that's not to say it can't happen. We just have not found any as of yet. And I actually, like I mentioned, there was somebody in stream last time named Arc Dragon, and that person said the same thing, that they've not seen anything where those shrines would occur, and it would be a little too simple, right? They want you to explore. And so sending you to an island that you're forced to go to for constructs would be counterproductive. That's me making assumptions based on just, you know, other games that I've played and such. So it may not be good assumptions, but it's something that we're making for now. All right, we've got some gourds here. I don't know that there's any way to get up there. Hi, Dan. Oh, there's Dan. I see now. Dan got Twitch notifications late, like 10 minutes. Twitch is weird sometimes. Yeah, we just had a conversation that probably, like, ever since Twitch was having all of those issues, the only thing that I had mentioned to Tara when she was having problems getting notifications late is that I do have channels in my Discord that notify. There's bots set up to capture, like, they identify when I'm streaming and they provide notifications, and they do so in a more timely fashion than Twitch and YouTube seem to these days. So Tara ended up making sure notifications were turned on for on... Made sure that notifications were turned on in Discord and is now not having issues anymore. As a matter of fact, Tara was excited to announce that she was first. She was first in this stream today. Okay. There's not going to be any up here. We've already been up here. We came here to get the extras. There wasn't a new spirit when we jumped back in. So there's not going to be anything there. And I feel like we checked this big island. So I think we need to go north. Yeah, this kind of large island. Let's go out. Well, I accidentally put that. Yeah, I want to go out and I want to try this primordial trial again anyway. So let's go out here. Dan, you got YouTube and Twitch right before you got on. Yeah, they're a little late sometimes. And I even had an extended intro today because I had just grabbed some food. I've not been feeling the greatest over the weekend. We've talked about it a number of times. I get a lot of headaches, and had lots of tests done to try to tell me what like those headaches are from. Nobody can really tell me. Other than that, they seem to be tension related. Well, if anybody has a way of not getting tension in their personal life and you would like to share with me, I would love to know. Anyway, so I had just grabbed some food, and so I was finishing up eating my food, but I wanted to get the stream started so we could get going as soon as possible. All right, is there even a way onto this island? There's some mines. Does that mean there's an underwater entrance? No. There's just really obnoxious mines. They just want to try to get you to sail into them. So there's a little, like, coral piece that's sticking out here, but I don't think we can get there. All right, so let's go to the next island. And you would also like the information about how to avoid stress in your personal life? Yeah, that would be amazing. All right, primordial trial. Excuse me. It makes you laugh when they tell you to avoid stress. I know, right? Ah! I didn't think you guys could follow me up here. You're not going to be able to follow me here in a minute. Ha ha! All right, where was the start of that trial? Oh, there it is. Let's grab the dawn berries while we're up here. I grabbed some of those too while I was out grabbing shellfish. That's just why we had 10 of the little berry things, and I think I've got another like 5 of them back at base. I was doing lots and lots of cooking. All right, so we can actually start the trial again. Now, whether it gives us the moat or whatever it's called at the end, and that was something I wanted to mention too. We've not, okay, it's not started yet. It says time remaining 30 seconds, which is good. Let's look at this quickly. So, I saw this after the stream last time. So, these gray ones, well, I think I saw some of this on stream. The gray ones are called primordial moats. This one is primordial essence. To unlock the first 2 tiers, you need the primordial moat. So, not that one. Or no, I'm sorry, just the first tier. I'm wondering if this stuff is locked behind additional content releases. I'm wondering if we don't have these yet. Because I was trying to figure out, I don't have any of these. So, anyways, let's go, though, and try to figure out if we can get another moat, because we would be able to get some more of the attunements. unlocked. Tara's answer about de-stressors is to move to a remote island. I feel like that would be increased stressors, actually. Because suddenly you need to figure out, like, when Amazon can't deliver all of your stuff, like, how you're getting your food supplies and such. Oh, goodness. Where'd you go? There we go. Am I high enough? I am. We take a lot for granted this day and age with the, with what we've got access to. And like I said, moving to a remote island, it sounds wonderful until you think, oh, what if I'm just really hungry and I don't want to go fishing? You know, like Tom Hanks on the... I don't know if you can do this again. Reward already received. Guys, we're only going to be able to unlock 3 of the affinities, it looks like. Yeah. I unlocked the water one, of course. I've got 2 more of them, of the moats. But we're not going to be able to unlock all 4 of them. Your landlord finally fixed your heat today. That must have been chilly. I was out and about today, and the bank sign informed me that it was -1 degrees Celsius. So it's chilly here. All right, let's check some of these other islands that we have not yet checked. Amazon can't seem to deliver stuff now. Really? Are you having issues with Amazon packages? I have not been. I know you've been having issues with deliveries getting to your house, but at least one of those I know from what you've told me was not an Amazon package. All right. By the way, guys, so I have important questions to ask you. All right. Do any of you guys watch Stranger Things? I didn't think I'd probably ever watch the show, but my nieces and nephews kept asking me. After they watched the show, they wanted me to watch the show and blah, blah, blah. And so I watched the show many moons ago and then had to wait like what seemed like 20 years for them to release the finale season. And I have questions for those of you that may have watched it. How do we get up here? Do we not get up here? You watched Stranger Things, Tara, and watched the first couple of episodes. It's definitely an odd show. Like it's strange. Anyways, so we were having the discussion. So I had just started the final season. I didn't watch the episodes when they came out. They were releasing them like 1 episode at a time, like every week or something like that. So I just started them this past weekend, and I was messaging a niece and a nephew and saying, I don't remember what's happening, explain this, explain that. My one nephew made a comment about he felt like they needed to get rid of some of the main characters. Just because that's something that tends to happen over time. And I'm not going to spoil, we're not going to do any, like, you know, show spoilers for anybody that hasn't watched it yet, because the finale just came out. It just came out on New Year's Eve. And so we won't do any spoilers, but he said that his whole idea was that, like, we needed to make sure that some of the main characters got killed off, and we were discussing favorite characters. So I'm curious, and you've watched it a few times, actually. Wow, Tara's apparently To be fair, I should have done that. I should have gone back and rewatched some of it because goodness knows, I got so confused about what was going on because it's been such a long time since they had episodes before. So anyways, who are your favorite characters? I just kind of assumed they probably, like, everybody seems to love Nancy, right? Like, Nancy is... I kind of thought that this show itself was steering people towards affinities, towards certain characters. But then, like, I was having this conversation with my nephew who said he wouldn't mind if Jonathan was one of the people that, you know, got taken out in the episodes. And I was like, oh, really? Because I've always liked Jonathan. So I was trying to figure out, I was asking them, like, who their favorites were. And of course, you know, my niece, she loved Steve the Hare Harrington, probably because he's cute, you know. So she's like, if they kill Steve, I'm gonna be so mad. Anyway, so there was this whole conversation going on about this, and then I had the interesting, like, my one nephew said Dustin was driving him crazy, and then the other nephew's like, oh, I wouldn't. He was like, I would give a pass to Dustin. So he apparently identifies to an extent with Dustin, who I feel like is there to be an antagonist. And so, anyways, who are your favorite characters in the show? All right, I'm not seeing a way up here either. Though, to be fair, I feel like we just need to get a bedroll and sleep or something. Can we make a shelter here? Or probably by the time I do this, it'll be morning and it'll be useless, but we'll make one anyway. And you've been going to house and exchanging each other's packages. Yeah, you seem to be having some issues with that. I would like to be able to see. It's just these shrines, they don't always necessarily stick out, and I would like to make sure we are able to see. This is a rather large island. All right, so let's go ahead and put... just a wood frame. No, I think we determined this before. If we put the hallway, it's cheaper to build. And then let's put the hallway floor. And then we need a hallway roof. Oh, it requires rope, which would require a workbench. Can I even make that? Workbench? I don't have stone. Which would now necessitate that we mine for stone, and I don't immediately see any. So I just made a whole bunch of stuff for no particular reason. Unless there's stone back on the beach. Maybe stone over there? Here's some stone. Okay, that's actually enough stone to make the workbench. Then we just need to make 2 rope. Rope. I'm hoping that is the same as twine. Yeah, okay, there we go. And then we just need to build the... like a bedroll is what I'm looking for. Yay! We've now got a miner outpost on this island. Maybe over here you can get up on the... I just need to find a way up, you know? Hello, Krabby Patty. He will taste yummy in my tummy. Okay. Here we go. I was going to use his platform. Sadly, they did not want me using his platform. There we go. Hey, we found a monolith, though. Tara, your Amazon packages would sometimes arrive fully open, so you check the security cameras. It only happens when this one woman delivers them. Nothing's been missing. So you haven't complained yet, but the woman, just no shame at all, leaves the packages, but... Okay. That is definitely no shame. In other words, if you would order something really expensive, you would probably lose it. All right, here we go. There's a knowledge point. All right, hello? Oh, this is the extent. I'm trying to scroll down. This is the extent of the message. All right, here we go. We fell here in the shallows. Our bodies broken, our era ended. Yet from our ruin, the reef continued to grow. Coral took root in our bodies, and life surged through the hollows of our remains. Our physical form is long gone, but we endure. We did not know what life might follow us, but the reef remembers. If there is beauty still in Nera, Echo, it is because of those who still fight for survival. Even after all this time, the reef resists the deep still. Neat. We have all of the monoliths now. We just do not have all of the markings. All right. Is there any shrines we need to be concerned about up here? Let's go... Let's go jumping here. I don't know if we're making it up here. Oh, we did. And we'll use this to get over. Yep, we made it. I don't know that there's anything up here for us, though. Oh gosh, I almost walked off the edge. Yeah, I've noticed that, like, those places that have the foliage, you're not supposed to get to those. They a lot of times have invisible walls. So that's an interesting question. If some lady was opening all of your packages, would you be as nice as Tara and just not do anything about it? Or would you have already called somebody and complained? Trying to see if anything in the distance looks suspect. Tara, you figured you're probably not the only household she does that to. Someone will definitely complain about her. Everyone has security. That is true. Everyone has security cameras these days. There we go. Got some more food. This is a rather large number of mana just arbitrarily hanging out here. What about up there? I feel like this is the wrong place to look because we're going up. And realistically, again, unless we were looking for the wind spirit or the wind shrine, like the wind shrine I would expect to find up. Oh, there's a wind strand though. And some dawn berries. You've left some comments about damaged boxes. Okay. All right, more dawn berries. Part of me wants to go over into that cave. However, I feel like it doesn't make sense if we're all the way out here to just not check this area. while we're here. Again, you make tasty snacks, so I will take you with me. Nothing missing, no seals broken on the products. I will complain if she keeps it up. Okay, well, touche. I guess if you would like to give her maybe the benefit of the doubt for now. All right, flowers. Excuse me, I'm just out picking flowers. Stop. I just want the flowers. You're being obnoxious. I think I just had screen tearing there. Oh, we found one! Guys, we found the land one. Oh yeah! Oh, I'm sorry, the earth one. All right, well, we will have to reattune to that to be able to... So let's keep going. Now, let's take a look at our map. All right, that did log. So we've now got wind down here and earth up here. So probably moving over towards these ones, I imagine, for the other ones. Like, they're gonna... I definitely was wrong when I kind of... when we were down in the Embrace, and I made a prediction about where the fire one would appear. And then, Arc Dragon popped into the stream and said, hey, you're wrong. The fire one is this location. In my mind, normally devs space things out. So, but that has kind of proven to be true. Like, some of this stuff is actually spaced out pretty well. Like, they don't put it all on top of each other, I guess. Tara has all the security footage saved. It's happened 3 times so far. We'll keep you updated. You should do that. This is now, I'm invested. I want to know what happens. All right, where was that other updraft? How high can we get up here? Again, I don't think that we're going the proper direction to... Oh, okay, well, I hit my head. Can we even get... we can't even really get in there. Okay, that's fine. All right, we will check this island just in case. But, again, that's a construct island, so probably not there. Well, we're sort of on the island. Excuse me. I just need your little staircase. So far from what we found, most of the stuff is not... Well, I guess some of it's immediately visible, and, like, the wind ones are definitely visible because they put those high. All right, let's go. Let's take that off. Let's go... I think we looked through some of this stuff, the secluded cove, because that was how we found... the sunken ship. I just want to know why she doesn't close the box again. You would never know. That is a really good question. Like, if you're going to do those types of things and you're like a delivery driver, why wouldn't you buy a roll of packing tape and just reseal the box? That just makes sense. You're the construct island. All right, let's go check this one just in case. Plus, there's flowers here. Unless there was an upstream there that I didn't see, I don't think that island is it. Oh, here we go. There was an upstream. Let's go up just in case. Moral of the story is that if Tara was going to be a shady person, she would cover her tracks. Okay. There we go. Yep. I like it. How did we end up all the way back here? Oh, goodness. I have no idea. My nose is itchy. There's a bunch of clay under the water. Excuse me, shark. There's a bunch of salt down there. How close is that shark? We're always in need of salt. Wow. I didn't even move and he missed me. Okay, that time you didn't. All right. That's worms. All right. There we go. All right, we were headed this direction. Let's just double check this tiny, tiny little island. No, there's nothing here. All right, all good. Three of you. Oh, that's exciting. We're gonna have to walk. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna have to walk into that. And you, sir. That was a 1. Okay. Well, okay. I'm certain we already checked in the head of this thing. Your favorite characters from Stranger Things are Max and... probably Max and Dustin. So, Max I can totally get behind. So... stay with me on this one. Yeah, I'm sure we were in here. Would you laugh at me if I say one of my favorite people, especially like in that last season, was Murray? I loved Murray. That was great. Alright, let's go check this island. And get rid of that marker. Where is said marker? It is not appearing. All the actors are amazing. Anne watched the second Avatar, and she had actually watched it before, but it's most likely when it first came out. Tara agrees, Murray's great. I was definitely loving Murray in this last season. It was amazing. But otherwise, I mean, it's hard not to like Nancy. Like Nancy in the in all of the episodes, she's just like the one that wants to get things done. But I did always like Jonathan. He was always, that was what I had mentioned earlier, is that he's trying to be the good big older brother and good son, like when his mom has to work extra hours and stuff like that. He tries to make sure that Will's taken care of and stuff like that, and I liked him as a character. Apparently, my nephew did not agree with me. We're also... okay. I wasn't trying to activate a spirit ability, I was just hitting the wrong button to try to pick stuff up. I feel like I've been here before. Whoa! That sent us pretty high in the air. Uh-oh. Whew! I ran out of stamina. So for me, and of course, Hopper. Hopper's great, too. I rather enjoy Hopper as a character. Whoa, there was some lag, if ever I saw some. We're gonna have to go back soon because my inventory's just about full and I'm getting... wow, there's a lot of Tide metal. I'm also getting weighed down. So we're not just dealing now, we're dealing with... that's some serious lag. Whoever did the casting on that show did an amazing job. They did. Yeah, that was a... so, yeah, the, it ended maybe not quite the way I was expecting, but I don't think the ending was bad. It just was not something I expected, but for dramatic effect, I understand why they did it the way they did it. But again, no spoilers. So... I'm gonna drop these 11 plant fiber. We're gonna consume you. Not that I need to, because we're going to be going back home, but I want this. And then we need to get the turtle and go back to that other island. This isn't my island, is it? Nah. So, the funny thing though, Tara, when you're talking about like the casting for the show and stuff like that, I guess I'm trying to figure out with as popular as the show is, why did it take them so long? Like, I think I looked it up or something mentioned about, I don't even remember what, but the first season came out in 2016 and it was hugely popular. Why is it now 2025 and we finally got season 5? Why is that a thing? Of course, I say the same thing, and we were just talking about Avatar, and it took them like 20 years to make a new Avatar movie, despite the fact that that was literally the highest grossing movie of all time. And coincidentally, I actually Googled it when I went to see Avatar 3, just to see how the second one ended up faring out. That one is the third highest grossing movie of all time. The only one that even kind of met in the middle there was the Avengers, the Endgame. So Avatar, the first Avatar is the highest, Avengers Endgame is the second, and the second Avatar movie is third. With some other shows, there's at least one actor that just doesn't suit the character, in my opinion, and it kind of spoils it for you. What other shows are you watching? Just curious. I do have some people, sometimes I'm like, I just don't like this character. And it might be, and sometimes I think it actually is because I just don't like the actor. Do we have stuff that we can finish? Yeah, we had wood. All right, let's put some stuff away. Food items. And we, of course, have magic-y stuff here. I don't remember. I had also built this. I don't remember if I was still on stream during that. It was in order to put things that go on the loom. Okay, so those are tuning shards. Don't fit in here. This is literally, at this point, just needs to be like an entire chest full of mana. Oh my gosh, guys. All right, we're gonna relocate this chest. Let's grab... That was very dizzying. I feel like... Hang on. My V-Sync is on. I don't know what's happening here. There we go. You can have some tridents. I'm gonna move this guy. He just needs to store this kind of like the arrows and like the stuff in the kind of like drop chest. Just so I can move this. This needs to become a magic storage. It's not all gonna fit. There we go. Most of it did. You just hang out here for the moment. Let's just build a new one. Basic storage. Okay. Let's put all those things now back in here. Yeah, this stuff just needs to be sorted out somewhere yet. All right, now, I will take all of your stuff, and we will just deconstruct you. And then we will move you. There we go, and we just store like items. Now everything should be in there. Let's take... I literally think we just need, like, construct gifts at this point to just have its own... Yeah, that's got sizable storage. Perfect. Like Bridgerton, for example. I kind of enjoyed the first season, but wasn't too keen on the main male character. I think it should have been someone with more charisma. I don't like the other seasons for the same reason. Who is the main actor in the first season? Are you talking about the one that marries Daphne? I actually liked that guy. Unless you were talking about the one that played the older brother, which it took me a while to place, but he ended up being in like the most recent of the Jurassic Park movies. Oh, I can't sleep. Days arrived. Okay, well, fine. Yeah, the one that married Daphne. I don't know. Yeah, I will say, I liked him. I liked him, but it might have been because of, like... So... I'm not sure if I can actually explain why I liked him, but... He's pretty, but no charisma, in your opinion. Well, and I think that might partly be... To be fair, that might partly be the character itself. That character... I think is intended to be a bit like... Okay, so that show... Okay, hang on a second. I need a drink first. Have you ever read Pride and Prejudice? I think that show is intended... I actually described this to a friend of mine when I was talking about it once upon a time. But that show to me seems like it is like... an overlap of the book Pride and Prejudice and the TV show Gossip Girl. It, like, is those two things together. And I feel like he's supposed to be the person in Pride and Prejudice that, like, you're supposed to want her to be with, but then it just doesn't fit, you know? Guys, I'm running out of places to go here to look for the rest of these shrines. We didn't look all over on the coral cliffs, but let's go back and do it. I don't even remember the names of the people anymore, but like there's people that you kind of expect the main character who's, I think her name is Lizzie, which is short for Elizabeth. Because of course, Pride and Prejudice was, you know, 100 plus years ago. So that is a common name for the time, but so I think it's like Lizzie is supposed to be, you're supposed to want her to get together. Like there's the practical choice, I guess, for lack of a better term. And then there's the one that she ends up with who's a little So I think he's supposed to be the one that's just a little bit standoffish, that you kind of like, you get irritated with, but then that's the one that she's meant to be with. He's supposed to be a rake man that have charisma to give away. Where am I? Also, we didn't activate the turtle. We're getting talking about TV shows, and I forgot to activate the turtle. I blame you, Tara. My gosh, we sailed a ways. I was like, oh, we'll just turn right around because we're not that far from home. It was further than I thought. In Pride and Prejudice, he's all the charisma. The silent looks say it all. Yeah. I was gonna say, what am I doing here now? Yes, that is definitely the thing, is like, but there's supposed to be one that is the practical choice. And, wait, what? Anne? A person bought a car off of Temu, or a person bought a car headlight off of Temu? I think you need to elaborate on that. Our daughter's boyfriend does car repair and went to this person's place to put in a headlight, and the person bought the thing off of Temu. I'm assuming you mean the I didn't know Temu sold headlights. The headlight, okay. You had me concerned for a second that suddenly you can buy cars off of Temu. I'm pretty sure we've talked about that on here before, but I always thought that was... It shouldn't be as funny as it is. But there's a meme that goes around that talks about the, how a Temu factory went up in flames and the total damage was $80.35 or something like that. Like, oh, that should not be funny, but all right. So we are looking for ocean spirit, fire spirit. Here is what we're looking for. Or I'm sorry, shrine, not spirit. What is in here? You guys are in here. There's a chest. Excuse me. Just looking for shrines. You wouldn't buy that from there, let alone stop buying from... Yeah. Yeah, I think I bought from places like that, like, one time. Because there was another one for a while, called Wish. And I don't know if that's even still, like, an active site. I stopped buying... Like, you buy there from one time and you realize, oh, well, that's why it was so cheap, is because... Especially the stuff on Wish. It's like... You expected something and then it comes in and it's like the size of your thumbnail. It's like, well, that makes sense why they're able to sell that for $1.85 where someplace else it's going to cost $10. All right. You guys got an ocean shrine out here you'd like to share? Oh, I dodge rolled the wrong way and he got me. Yeah, I would never buy car parts off of Temu. It's even if they worked, I feel like they would last 3 days and then you'd be buying a new one. And 3 days might be an overestimation. How did I get hit for 284 damage? That was impressive. Okay. Why is there... Oh, that's why. I've got... Look at the rock floating around me. I've got something effective that is called Guard. Apparently, I'm getting blocked from damage right now by this little floaty stone. Wish is still a thing, says Pablo. That's interesting to know. My niece, the one year, she had like just a massive list of things that she wanted to buy from Temu, and I get it. She's a broke kid and she wanted to have like... She wanted to buy some like nice clothes to take for school. I was like, but you shouldn't buy things from there. It's probably going to last like 3 seconds and then it's going to be like the quality is just not there. She's like, but she didn't have money, blah, blah, blah. So she ended up buying the stuff. And I guess if it lasted her for, you know, the length of a $5 shirt or whatever, good for her. I think I was already through here. Okay, so we know where the Earth Spirit is. That's the one I would expect to be closest to the ground. Although I would expect the Ocean Spirit, or Shrine, to be... The only one we found so far was adjacent to the ocean. That, of course, was down here in... I just got... A shark just attempted to bite me and missed. Have I read this? No. Hang on. So we need to read that, which means I need to kill these guys so that we can read that. I did get bleeding, even though I had guard active, so I was curious to know if that would block bleeding. Hey, you got stunned. Ow. Alright, so we had not found this marking before. Tara, you want nothing to do with Temu? Yeah, the whole thing there, that's kind of frightening in general. That place in general. The same thing with Sheehan. But, alright, Aya's mark. Aya, of course, is the one that is looking for her sister. I have done something I didn't think possible. Today, I brought down a spire. It had risen from the ocean floor like a rotten tooth, and I could sense that this was where those sickening clouds were emanating from. I saw how the spirits around it seemed paralyzed with fear. I saw that it was time to fight back. I slipped past the hobs on the shoreline and took my spear into the water, diving deep towards its roots. The water was thick with snappers, but I found what I was seeking. Pustules, pulsing with some sickening energy, feeding the spire and the fog above. I tore at them until none remained. The spire shuddered and died, sinking back into the pit that spawned it. And for the first time, the waters cleared. I could feel the spirits again. I could feel their gratitude. And then I understood with perfect clarity. This is my purpose. I am meant to be their protector, their champion against the deep. But even as I write this, guilt gnaws at me. Every moment spent protecting Nera is a moment not searching for my sister. Every spire I destroy, every spirit I save, how long can she survive by herself? How long before I find her? Or how long before I stop looking? Sheehan is still a thing too. Yeah, that one I expected. I just haven't heard anything about Wish in a long time. That was the only one. Alright, anything up here? All right. There's a wind strand up there. Maybe we can get that. It's not specifically what I was looking for. Obviously, there's another wind strand over there. Just trying to figure out where... Wait, what? We found the ocean spirit and we swam right by it? Or the ocean shrine? Guys. Guys. Okay, we need to go activate the turtle. Hang on. Where? Here. Turtle. Goes up here. Let's get rid of that. Any other markers on my map that I need to be aware of? Or we need to go that way. So let's go to the shrine for the earth shrine. And then we will head back home and collect our ocean guy. But I saw dawnberries on the way, like I mentioned. If we have a bunch of these, we can just make just messes of those fruit thingies, and those are pretty good. All right, sailing way, way north. There's a fragment. I really don't need any more fragments, but I feel like it's here and I should get it. It is the hoarder in me. Guys, I had way too much fun this weekend, by the way, recording Abiotic Factor. Ah, that game is just so good. There's a bunch more salt. We will ignore that for now. Anyways, Abiotic Factor. If anybody's watching after the fact and you're looking for a good survival game, Abiotic Factor. That has become one of my all-time favorite games. It was eligible for all the recent Steam awards, and unfortunately, it didn't win any. It didn't win any. It did not win any awards. It's a little bit still obscure, which surprises me for as good of a survival game as it is. I think it gets lost on people because of the graphics. So it's got not cartoony graphics, but sort of. But it's a great game. Great game. All right, that's right, this thing was in a cave. Hello. I'll take you. Okay, let us take care of these guys. Hey, I got my little guard back. Hello, everyone. Could you please... Hello? Could you all please come together? Yes, everybody. What about this guy? What are you doing here? There, everyone come together. Ready? That ground pound is amazing. All right, here we go. How many levels are we getting here? We went to level 5. We'd just gotten to level 2. All right, we will have to put our abilities for that. How much can I carry? I'm just figuring if we're going right back anyway, let's just take some Tide Metal. There's no reason to go back to the base empty-handed. Group hug. Yes. That was what I was going for. See, Terra gets me. Oh, that's funny stuff. All right, home is this way. Which is that one. Okay, that's what I thought. Hello, shark. If I just hit the crab with an axe. Ow. I think I checked in here, did I not? They're kind of hiding some of these shrines where they're not immediately visible. Which I get. They want you to explore. All right. Come along, little turtle. So the interesting part about like these different affinities and such is it's hard. So my immediate affinity is water because the whole game is built around water, right? So I have a hard time, like, that guard thing is actually pretty cool. And I think it actually has benefits if you're playing multiplayer, that you can have somebody that's defensive. And I think that guard applies to more than just you. So that is kind of cool, but I don't like this world is actually set up to allow multiplayer. There hasn't been too many people that have been in the world, but otherwise I have a hard time with any sort of... What is that? Oh, it's a baddie. I would have a hard time putting on earth abilities when you spend so much time on the water. We should look at them all, though. Might be interesting. To sort of gauge all of the different things. All right. Home at last. All right. Come here, little sir. Let us check. All right, so we have hardened armor. Oops, I just whacked my microphone. Sorry about that, guys. Your armor and shields take reduced durability damage. Your tools take reduced... No, armor. Tools is simple. You just come back to the little repair thing and you're like... And that's that. But the armor, specifically, obviously I don't do shields, but... All right, and we got here stagger effectiveness, carry weight, and max stamina. Defense, damage, carry weight. I like the stagger. Plus, this is plus 38 carry weight. This is only plus 25. All right, next one. Earthmend. While at maximum guard, blocking and parrying attacks heal you. I don't block. Healing is increased with potency. Guard grants defense per stack based on potency. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Shielding strikes. Weapon attacks and blocks grant 1 additional guard per hit. Yeah, because that also it applies to weapon attacks. Okay. Yeah, this guy we're ready to unlock the primordial moat. This one we're now at the point where we would unlock with the primordial moat, and I think yeah, all of them. And I can't go any further unless I mean I can use 2 of them, but then I can't. Wind would be another one I would honestly probably use. So let's go ahead and let's unlock that. They should have 4. Why they don't have 4, I have no idea. All right, max stamina plus 10% damage plus 4% carry weight plus 25. Critical hit chance, max stamina, attack speed. Yes, please. Then we've got rewind. You have a chance to not consume arrows when... Or not rewind in this instance. Not consume arrows. Increase gliding speed. Yes. Okay. All right, we need to get the water spirit back on. Because we need to go collect that shrine. Let's put some stuff away. And let's just get you making a bunch of these fruit things. Oh, I'm actually short now on the sunburst melons. I would have thought I had a bajillion of those. Stuff for there. Nothing for there. Pablo, look at your phone. Let's go ahead and repair. Oh, everything's put away. And as always, we've got new knowledge points from that, but we can't use them. Fine. I ran out of gourds, too. I got 77 of the shellfish, and I've got no gourds. How'd that even happen? I can make a whole bunch of meatloaf, though. Alright, where was... Here we go. So Earth was here... Water is in the middle. So probably I would be looking for fire somewhere over here. Again, this is just me making assumptions. Let's go this way. I hear tiny little barks out the back door behind me. Oh, I need to eat things. I'm going to give it just a second because we're within the vicinity of the Spirit Sanctuary, which means my health recovers without me having to apply bandages. I've left the Spirit Sanctuary. Oh, it looks like it applies anyway. It's just it's much faster. We need to get some gourds while we're out. And if we find sunburst melons, though, there's a bunch of those around my island. All right, here we go. Hello. I never expected I would encounter a time when I had more shellfish than I had gourds. There we go. Yeah, I need to find some gourds. I've been ignoring them because they just take up inventory space, and I had, like, gourds were never, like, the issue for me. But now they are. Okay, So I have not actually seen this shrine. It just appeared when we sailed past it, apparently. So based on the fact that we were told it's about 45 degrees, it's probably here. I see gourds, by the way. It was somewhere around... For some reason, this thing, it struck me as odd. I still don't see the thing, but hang on a second. Let's get some gourds. Oh, there's a lot of gourds. That looks like all of them. Nope, just kidding. Also, there's one of those fish that gives, I think the one that gives the shiny scales. I think, yep. Yep, shimmer scale. And fish chunks. Alright, here is a fragment. Oh, is that it? No, that's light reflecting off. It's somewhere in this vicinity. But this struck me as odd when I saw this. And that's why I stopped here and looked for this, but I didn't see it. There's another gourd. Like, did it fall into the water? Okay, well, guess we can try over here. Oh, even the big guy's on fire. All right, you two. Are you? Wow, that ground pound is so good. I do not regret turning that on. Guys, where's the ocean thingy? Or the water thingy? You are underwater! Look! I would have never found that, but that gives me a good clue. Because this, like I said, this is a similar look and feel like this as to what the ocean, the water one was down here. So that's what I'm going to be looking for when we go to the Grey Woods. Still don't know where I'm looking for the... Let's go here. That is where we're going to go to try to find fire. Anne, are you becoming an invalid in the middle of the stream? Is this what you're telling me? Your arm is like not functional all of a sudden? That's kind of what it sounds like. All right, here we go. All right, fire. There's another one. For all the times we had issues we had finding that shimmer scale. Now I'm just seeing the fish everywhere. There's some sunburst melon. I'm certain we were on this island when we were looking for shrines. Maybe we weren't. Oh, no, wait. We've read this, because we didn't get experience points for it. However, it's a primordial trial. We can now unlock all of them. Hang on. Let me get flowers. All right, so here's the end of the trial. I will take your melons. And here we go. Is this now showing? Yep, it does. All right, what are we doing here? Shoot 4 crystals with... What? Oh. Oh, I see. I see. Okay, well that's a problem. I don't know where the other ones are. I need 4. Okay. I missed. Where's the other one gonna be, is the next question. Okay, fine. We'll start it again. I just need to find the location of the last one. Oh, there it is. I missed. Same thing there. Okay. And then I think we should be able to get both of the other ones here. And you. I missed. Just to the left. Primordial moat. So now that's an interesting question, though, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I said that the primordial essence might be locked. Follow me here on this one. I just found we have 4 trials now, which allow us to unlock that first level of attunement for all 4 of these attunements. Do we suppose instead that the essence starts here? Like, what if we have primordial trials here? I wouldn't know why, because we don't need any more. Okay, we're supposed to be going towards that thing. I missed. I was gonna get the dawn berries. It's fine. All right, I'm gonna grab a drink while we sail. Alrighty. All right, fire shrine. Show yourself. There was nothing remarkable about the fire shrine in the first area. It literally was on an island in the middle of nothing. So, like, I don't even know where to start to look for that. Like, we have ideas now. All of the wind shrines are up. The earth shrines, unfortunately, like, on the ground somewhere. It's not very helpful. The last one was in a cave. The first one was not in a cave. I have an idea now based on, like, the texture that that they've used the first 2 times about where we'll find the ocean shrine in the next place. There was nothing remarkable about the fire shrine. All I just kept hoping is that we would, just like I mentioned before, is if we happen to sail over it or run near it or something, that we would... Yeah, I've been up here because we didn't have anywhere to go here either. We were on this island. All right, let's take another look just to see. We should go inside here just to make sure. But I'm just looking at the map just to make sure we didn't encounter the fire anywhere and I just missed the marker. I'm certain I checked these too. I think I might have checked those off, like, between streams. Okay. It's starting to get dark. That's not in either. How do you get into the center of this area? No. I have no idea. Let's run around till we find something suspicious looking. Hey, look, something suspicious looking. I feel like this is where we went. Oh no, this is a construct. We've already determined, like, we're not going to find anything in a construct. For some reason, I thought there was just a monolith here. Disregard. Oh yeah, I see it now. Construct. Did we check these? Oy vey. We're gonna go north. We're gonna check those little couple islands yet. If we don't find them at that point, I'm not sure where else to look in the reef. And at that point, we might just head to the Great Woods to see if we can find anything there. Look, gourds. I see them way in the distance. Also a crab. I did not know the gourds were around these guys, however. I missed. I missed again. I just want the gourds. Okay. Back home quickly. No, wait. That's right, we're going north. That's random. But I'll take it. Okay. There's a shark in the water. Let's do some map checkage. I feel like we did check these. I feel like we checked these and... There's a wind strand up there. Ah! Okay. Okay. Ready? Up. I need to get over to this guy. Up. I missed. Up. Up. There we go. Hello, Dawnberries. All right, I don't know that we can go any higher than this, but let's see. Let's double check these really quickly. Let's get rid of this. Silly me, my phone was not silenced. How unprofessional. Thank you for your shellfish. Probably doesn't help, again, that I'm going to be wandering around trying to see in the dark. You didn't hear my phone? That is good. Ah! Nothing in there. Nothing on this part of this little island. There we go. You know what? Have we ever seen this marking? Nope. We have not. That should be our last one. We just need to get rid of... before we do that, hang on. We need to eat. All right, there we go. Now I can talk to you. Hello. All right, and then you, sir. Oh, I'm bleeding for like 8 more seconds. Let's not be dumb. Bandage. That was rude. Okay. Oh, level 8. That gave us the level 8. All right, here we go. Eris. All right, Eris, I do believe. Let me think correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong, folks, but I'm pretty sure Eris is the one who's very disillusioned and does not want to do what the ancients have told him, or what he's here to do, I guess. It happened 3 nights ago. I was checking the boat when something moved beneath the surface. Massive. The water went still. A stalker. Had to be 100 feet long, maybe more. They've attacked me before, nearly tore me apart, but this one, it didn't attack. It just circled. Slow, deliberate spirals around my little boat. Patient, watching, and as it moved, I started to hear something. Not words exactly, more like a question with no sound, vast and dark, like a moonless ocean. And for the first time since I washed up here, something looked at me and saw me, not a tool, not a servant, just me. The ancients never asked, they commanded. They built their monuments and left their rules, but the deep, it doesn't order, it calls. When it finally slipped back into the depths, I felt hollow, not empty, hollow. Like there was space inside me now for something new. I won't be tested anymore. I won't prove my worth to anyone. From now on, they prove their worth to me. Anne, are you watching in Twitch, perchance, that you can get that message? All right. That is awesome. So that gives us all of the monoliths and all of the markings. The only thing we do not have in this area is, of course, the fire shrine. But we are going to head back home. Past the shark. Kill the crab for his shellfish. All right, home, I think, is this way, I think. You had to figure out how to do it on your computer. Thanks, Anne. All right, gourds, you are coming with me. Perfect. I might have to try catching up with Arc Dragon at some point. See if that person found the fire shrine in this area. Since we've been sharing notes about where the shrines are located. Pablo's laughing at you. Did you do something silly? Day has arrived. We haven't even made it home yet. All right, let's... There's some more gourds. I've got a number of gourds now. I'm gonna... You I will take, however. I should really take these really big crabs when I find them. Oh, he's laughing on you because you were trying to figure out how to remove. To be fair, I've not figured out how to do that on my phone yet. I was looking at it the one day and Pablo beat me to removing a chat. Oh goodness, where is our sanctuary? Good lord, this area is huge. Okay, we have found our way. Am I missing a football game? I kind of lose track. After I cut cable a number of years ago, I used to watch football, and I used to be very adamant about making sure I made saw the games and stuff like that. Every Sunday afternoon was just pretty much nonstop football. And I don't even think about it these days. Hey, look, we finished that thing. All right, here we go. Please cook me now a bunch of these. Oh my gosh. maybe not that many. Maybe just 5. Because that would use all of my salt, and that would not be cool. Although, there's no reason for it to not keep making these things. As far as I'm aware, that's the only functional use of the dawn berries and the sunburst melons, so... Do you have anything in here now? No. Okay, that's good. Not the imbuing bench. Please store this thing. You only think of college sports and below these days. I don't watch college, not gonna lie. That's right, we're missing yams for the mushroom stuff. Could make a bunch of seafood stew, though. Well, okay, 2 seafood stews. Alright. Like I mentioned, I'm like stockpiling food in here at this point. Oh. Apparently whatever I picked up fit in my inventory. Alright. We are going to... Let's get all of our attunements done here. So we should now be able to bypass, because we've got enough of the primordial gates. We can bypass these. I can't go any higher than Earth, for Earth, because I've not made it to level 6 yet. But to fire, we can open you, and then we can do max health plus 5, damage plus 4, defense plus 7. Let's go potency on this one. We might stick with this guy, because I do believe... Hang on, let's open wind. Wind is all the way as far as it will go. Oh, that's right. We leveled up on you, though. Ocean's Breath. Gathering a resource underwater. Restore some oxygen. Increase skimming speed. Absolutely. And then we've got max oxygen plus 7. Potency plus 4. Carry weight plus 25. Damage plus 5. Max oxygen plus 5. Potency plus 3. Let's go this guy. Now, let me double check. Up in the Great Woods, we found wind and fire. Then I guess we might as well just stick with the water spirit, right? Or the spirit companion, yeah. Yeah, let's just do that. We'll just stick with this guy. I was considering bringing along one of the other spirits to start leveling them up, but let's head up there. We're still, like I said, we're still missing fire here, but I've been around to a bunch of places and I'm getting tired of being in the coral reefs area. So let's go here. Whoa! Holy lag. Let's wait till all the trees pop in here. Are we good? Are we all good? Double check here, but I'm sure we're all spirits in this region. All right, so we had wind here and fire here. Again, we're avoiding constructs. This is the area that looks the most conspicuous to me. Because there's nothing on this big island. And it's a bit further away. Okay, let's go that way. Okay. We need to get yam roots while we can. If we see yam roots while we're out and about, we should grab them. Okay, we're on the proper island. Look, I just wanted to make a pathway through here. You're stuck in vines, it looks like. You know, we checked this island pretty thoroughly, actually, now that I think on it, because we had this whole mess of all these guys before. And that, I believe, let's double check this in here just to make sure. This is where we first set up our base when we came here. Hang on a second. This is kind of like the structure that I was looking for the ocean, but that has a monolith at the top of it. That was rude. There's a fragment back here. I just whacked my microphone again. Gosh. I'm trying to do too many things at once. Right, let's go up and get that chest. I see yam roots. Quite a few of them, actually. Because there's more over here. I have not checked through this area. I just thought it was too close to some of the other areas, but maybe we should. Just so we can say we did. Also, there's a mark that I'm certain we have not read. Indeed, we have not. Eris. Oh, there's power in the spirits. Real power. I see why the ancients tried to hide them here. They contain a force and energy, something old and waiting to be used. I've been gathering as many as I can find now, watching what they do, what they respond to, and I've started paying attention to what actually happens when I take them in. The way their power flows into me, how it changes me. Each spirit carries something different. Some make my movements sharper, more precise. Others flood me with raw strength that leaves my hands shaking for hours. I've been experimenting too, holding on to their power instead of releasing it, studying how much I can contain before it burns, testing what combinations do to my body, my mind. And the ancients still whisper, still plead. They want me to return to their path. They're afraid of what I'm learning, afraid of what I'm becoming. They want to take my power from me. Let them try. He is getting evil. I'm just going to say that right now. You went by roots. Yeah, the Titan roots. I'm not... we don't need that many of them. Like, I've used them for almost nothing. Whoa, look at the skimming speed. Holy crap, that upgrade was good. Anything over here? Like I said, we found wind and earth in this area, so we're looking for ocean, or for water, I mean. And we're looking for earth. Neither of which, or at least the earth one anyway, I don't really have a clue. I'm certain we didn't read this one either. How many did we find in this area? Only 3 of 9. Cassian's Mark. The ancients told me they call this place the Great Wood. Considering the trees here, it seems aptly named. So long as by great, you mean intimidatingly enormous to the point where I feel like I should apologize for even existing in their presence. And they're not just tall, they're old. One of the trees had fallen near a ridge, and because I make excellent life choices, I sat down and started counting rings, and counted, and counted, and then I ran out of numbers. And this wasn't even one of the big ones, which means Nera has been around for thousands upon thousands of years, maybe more. And if this conflict with the deep has been going on for even half of that time, I feel like I walked into the middle of a war that's been raging for millennia, but I've arrived after the ending, and yet somehow I'm supposed to fix it? Thousands of years of this fight, echo after echo, like waves crashing into rock. How long has this been going on? How many echoes, like me, like Aya, have tried? And if the deep is still here, how many have failed? Okay. There's random amber. Terry, you got ready for bed in case you fall asleep? That's smart. I do that sometimes too when I'm watching streams. I'm like, I know this is gonna put me to sleep, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go get ready for bed. Ooh, lots of mushrooms. Excuse me. All right, sir. Please stop. All right, let's have my last gourd, it looks like. Now. So interestingly, with the skimming speed we now have, we might be able to really kind of zip around. And if I have some idea what I'm looking for at least the ocean, the water shrine, we might be able to find that relatively quickly. Is it worth coming over here? I mean, there's a bunch of boars. Which I should take while I'm here, and I just... don't feel the need to take the time, you know? All right, here we go. Let's skim. We're gonna skim, folks. Like the lightning wind. Those are two different concepts that I somehow just stuck together, and I'm not really sure why I did that. Like lightning and like wind. We're just gonna fly. All right. This area is not huge, which is a good thing. What was that? Also, I did not look back in. There's a wind strand. That's interesting. Hello. Hello. Please come with me. That was a little bit of tanking that I shouldn't have done, but I did it anyway. So this is just an earth strand, but I'll grab it while we're here. All right, is this the... yeah, there we go. That was the island that I said I was going to check. Though before I keep going, for the billionth time, I wanted to check the first place that we made a base. Because it was just this weird cavernous thing. Isn't it here? I think. I thought it was this. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, I do not see anything of note here, but I figured I would check because this is... there's an interior to this that you wouldn't immediately see. All right. All right. Like the wind. Are we going to find anything that looks vaguely reminiscent of that same setup? What is this? Is this just amber? I think this is amber. Amber and mushrooms and titan root. It's an interesting little cave, though. Yep, that's all that's in here. Take the mushrooms. We can use those to make mushroom stew. Oh, how did I get on this middle island again? Let's head over there. You know, it is getting dark, too. We probably should go back and come back during the daytime. We're going to run into the same issue. We might end up missing something because we sail right over top of it. Did you see the trailer for the new Captain America with Steve back? By Steve, you mean Chris Evans, I assume. I have not. Are they doing another thing with Chris Evans? Yes, says Anne. Yeah, I knew that all of those people, they were contracted for like 6 movies, which were like either their own movies or like joint in like another person's movie, and then the Avengers movies. So like even like Scarlett Johansson, who of course played the Black Widow, there was one Black Widow movie, but then she was in like some of the Iron Man movies and stuff like that, and I knew all of their contracts were up after the Avengers Endgame, so I did not know that they were considering doing more. Because Anthony Mackie is wonderful as Falcon. He just, you know, after you have like somebody that plays Captain America for such a long time, it's just not the same. And it's not that I don't like Anthony Mackie, I do. But he's just not Chris Evans, you know? All right. You know, I got so much of this fruit stuff. Maybe what I should just do is just start eating double fruit salads for now. Yeah, I literally have 24 of the fruit salads, rather than continuing to go with the gourds. Yeah, you like Chris? I mean, he's not bad to look at, let's just say that. Though, to be fair, that was most of the guys in those movies. All right, let's see. You're struggling to watch the new Witcher for the same reason? Did they swap out the actors on that one? I've not seen those. My extent of what I know about The Witcher is that when I was an Xbox player, they offered me a... Somehow I've got the card game for free. They were making the from The Witcher, the Gwent card game. They made it on as its own standalone game, and so I played Gwent for a while on Xbox. Cause I like card games. There's random stone here. Okay, I'll take it. All right. Okay. It's just not the same. I'm sorry to hear that. I wish I could fix it for you, but for whatever reason, they don't seem to want to listen to me. Avengers Doomsday. Oh, so it's another Avengers movie. So it's not Captain America? All right. Here's an important question. Since we're talking about this, what's your favorite movie out of all of the Avengers stuff? And I don't mean just like I don't mean just the Avengers games, but like, games of movies, but like even the ones where like, so like Captain America and Iron Man 2 and the Hulk movie and you know, all of those things. What's your favorite? Because I have an answer for this. I'm always curious. They had the best, so we're going back to The Witcher now. They had the best actor for it, but lost him because he wanted to keep the details of the story as close as possible for the fans. They didn't care, pretty much killed the series. Well, that's unfortunate. That's just stupidity then. Anne says, oh my goodness, is this related to Tara's comment about The Witcher, or are you trying to figure out which is your favorite movie out of the Avengers stuff? Because I have an answer. I'm just curious to know what your answers are. I am literally just skimming around right now trying to find something that looks like that kind of stone table almost. I say stone table and I'm starting to remind myself of the Chronicles of Narnia now, but Anne's trying to figure out which is her favorite. All right, we're in the Tangled Ruins, which is a little bit too close to the construct. So let's go over here. Tara, you don't watch those. Sorry. That's okay. Maybe I'll have to watch The Witcher at some point. I will say, like, 90% of what I watch, though, is YouTube videos. Like, I don't just make videos. I enjoy watching people that stream games and stuff, so that tends to be a lot of what I watch. And I watch random stuff, too. Like, not just people streaming games. I watch people that they rehab houses and stuff. And I have this one channel, if you guys are ever interested in this is an entertaining one. You're a wizard, Harry. Hello. Oh, you're staggered. You're not staggered anymore. Wah! I don't even know what killed him. He had like half his health after the ground pound. I have no idea what killed him. Why is this water yellow? Anne says, well, Deadpool's definitely no. That doesn't count. That's not part of the Avengers things. So, so you think the Avengers. So it's the 3 Avengers movies plus 3 Iron Man movies plus 3 Thor movies plus 3 Captain America movies. That is what actually really counts as, at least of the first. Okay, that's right. The first, it turned into 4 movies. Of the Avengers ones, but that is what was actually considered the first cycle of the Avengers stuff. So Deadpool doesn't count. Deadpool's not part of that whole thing anyway, and there's probably a good reason for that because Deadpool is very, very foul-mouthed, and they tried to keep most of this Avengers stuff that it was at least a little bit family-friendly. Tara likes Deadpool, though. Anne likes Thor and then Black Widow. Which Thor movie? The first one, or there's nothing behind the waterfall? All right, let's get out of here. I can't get out. I can't see. And I skimmed too freaking fast. And likes when Cap shouts language at everybody, and then he turns around and swears himself, and then somebody says language back to him. Yeah, that's pretty funny. You could eat something. That's fine. I will eat something. Anne's favorite is Ragnarok. Okay. So, my favorite out of all of the first cycle of the Avengers movies is actually the first Captain America movie. There's something very wholesome about that whole movie. Where, you know, he's just the scrawny little kid that wants to go fight for his country, and they tell him he can't do it, and yeah. I like that one. We should drink some of these mana potions because I'm nearly out of mana. All right, here we go. Funny part is I'd actually have to watch Ragnarok again just to know. Was Ragnarok the last of the Thor movies? The one where he fights the Hulk at the beginning? Then falls in love with Peggy. Yeah. That becomes a whole dramatic thing, though, unfortunately. It's a very dramatic ending that gets... actually weirdly gets a resolution in the Endgame movie. Alright, we have circled the whole way back around because there was that, like, stone area that I already collected. Alright, we're going the wrong direction. He fights Hulk, but no Love and Thunder's the last one? Really? Did I miss one in my brain? Yeah, I wasn't as big of a fan of the Thor movies as I was the Captain America ones. So I don't immediately remember all of those. Is that a construct? Yes. Let's double check this area out here, because we now know that some of the ocean ones apparently can live under the water. Love and Thunder was released in 2022. Was that the fourth one, though? Like, if I remember correctly, there was, like, this whole thing with, like, the Thor movies where he was only, like I said, all of the main characters, they were contracted for 6 movies, which was, like, 3 of their own, and then 3 of the Avengers movies. And I feel like they came back, and they did, like, a 4th Thor movie. Which, to be fair, if they did something like that, was probably necessary, because he was in this, like, whole traumatized, like, state in the Avengers movie. It was not the best look for him at the end of it. It was, like, somewhat of a disappointing thing where you're used to Thor being, like, the in-control, bold kind of thing, and then he was, like, this bumbling idiot almost in, like, the last of the Endgame movies. Yeah, that was the fourth one. Okay. So I was right then. Ragnarok then would have been the third one. Thor, The Dark World, Ragnarok, and then Love and Thunder. Perfect. All right, guys, we're running out of locations too. Okay. I guess let's go in here. I should be double checking my map too, just to make sure we didn't inadvertently, like, sail in the vicinity of one of them. Not so far. They brought back Natalie Portman in Love and Thunder. She was in Avengers Endgame as well. I just saw Avengers Endgame recently. It was on television. I did not remember that, but that, of course, was where they brought back Pepper Potts as well, who was in Endgame. She was very briefly. Double check me. I mean, you can look it up on like IMDb or something like that, but I'm pretty sure there was a girl that got up at one point, and I just remember thinking that it was Thor's love interest. Okay, got some meat chunks. She was in Endgame? Yeah, I thought so. It wasn't for any sort of, like, great length of time or anything like that, but, like, she was in there. Okay. Where is my... Oh, I was gonna say, where's my character? Let's get rid of that, get rid of that. I guess we're gonna go to these hunters' grounds, and I know we've been here before, but I didn't know what I was looking for at the time. But I have seen nothing that looks anything like what I would have assumed for water. To be fair, Anne, it had been a long time since I had seen Endgame too. Like, there was literally entire plot lines in that movie that I was like, I don't even remember this. Like, it's... Yeah. There's another Harry Potter wizard in there. You are a monolith, which I appear to have already read. Let's go check... Gosh, I can't eat anything else yet. Okay. Excuse me while I drink some mana potions, thank you. Okay. Let's keep pounding down some of these manatees. That's right, manatee. I forgot about that. Because we're going to go take on the Harry Potter wizard. Am I talking about Star Wars? I haven't watched any of the modern day Star Wars. I watched Star Wars as a kid, and that was the last of the Star Wars that I saw. So I am not talking about any Star Wars unless somebody else is talking about Star Wars that I have not seen. Ow. Stupid. Ramble. Oh, I remember this. The one who played Wicket played Flitwick. I don't know who Wicket is. I know who Flitwick is. But we're obviously talking about two very different... Flitwick, of course, is Harry Potter. Warwick Davis. That's the name of the actor? I need this gourd to go away so I can eat some more of this fruit. This is why they have that one tea that you can drink that clears all of your foods. Okay. It's getting dark. In Return of the Jedi? Okay. Yeah, that all means nothing to me. Like I said, that's probably about the same as, like, for me, as, like, Tara just listening to the whole conversation about Avengers. I'm feeling hungry. Perfect. Good timing. There we go. Where are we? He played an Ewok? Let's hit this on the way back, which is over there. Anne tries to be well-rounded in some movies. Okay. Nothing here. Which way's back to... There we go. Guys, I really have no idea. Like, we've been around these islands. I've not scoured every single inch of them, but it's beginning to sound like that might have to be what you've got to do to find these things. Which, to be fair, I believe is how Arc Dragon said that they found the stuff, all of the ones in the Embrace. And we did sail around a lot in the Embrace. To be able to find the ones that we did. Some of the other things we kind of stumbled on. Yes, there we go. I see where we are. I missed. I don't know why I missed, because I don't know why I just didn't stay on the updraft, but I didn't, which was weird, but you know. Okay, I do believe we leveled up one more level with our stingray. I think. Oh, we didn't. Just kidding. Oh, we leveled up another level with our self. I see the experience bar, it runs like above my hotbar. It's mostly black right now. There's a tiny little sliver of blue at the front of it. So I must have leveled my character up, which actually, if we would go into the knowledge tree, I think thought it tells me what level I am. So level 24. Oh, it only shows me at level 25. I was certain we were past that. Alright, whatever. You can have that stuff. You can have whatever that stuff goes in there. You can have this. And I probably have, yep, I have another one of these. Where do these boat patches go? Where have I been storing those? I don't know. Here, have a boat patch. I don't know where else to put it. And we need some more of those mana potions. Items repaired. Let's go to sleep. All right, guys. I literally have no idea really where else to look. I guess we could do these 4 islands yet. I feel like we've already done them, but like Silent Hollow and then this boar out to the Rooted Cavern. We'll check those yet, but that's probably going to be it for this stream if we don't find anything. We had, after the last streams that we did, we had 5 shrines remaining because we had all 4 of them down in the Embrace. We had the Wind Shrine here in the Reef, which meant that we still had the other 3 shrines. And then we had up here in the Great Woods, we had Wind and Fire. So we still had 2 to get here. So we had 5. We've gotten 2 more today. There we go. Because this one straight ahead of us is where we found the Fire Shrine. Hawkbot just told me you were screaming. The Discord message posted a while ago. What you talking about? Yeah, it posted in Discord at for YouTube anyway, because you're over on YouTube right now. At 5:05. All right, here we go. Hello, shark. Okay. Let's wander around this island. There's a hunter up here. Is that a cave? You're on fire. Did you know that, sir? Your theory is you were logged onto Discord and Twitch on your computer, so you didn't get the phone notification until you close it. Oh, I don't know. Okay. Found a cave. With a lot of poison. Unlike other places, the poison here seems to not be dissipating. Which means I'm... Yeah, I don't know what that's all about. Ow. What the heck? Oh. That is not where I expected to respawn. But that's fine. I think I'm going... There we go. Those thorns are... They must be. I was trying to run between them. They must have a very... Gosh. Yeah, I thought I'm pretty far away here. They must have a very wide area of... Not an area of effect, but their actual... the range at which they contact you, their hitbox is the word I'm looking for. It must be pretty broad. Like, I know the boar was coming up behind me, and I'm not as well equipped right now because of the, because not having the gourd on. The gourd was a little bit better food. This is not the island we were on. I just decided I was going to swing by here. Because we have not checked this island too much. I wasn't really expecting much to be here just because of the fact that the, this is very close to the other shrines, but there could also be markings here that we haven't actually found yet. Hey, look, there's a monolith. Ah! All right, here we go. Are you guys gonna see me? So far, no. The hunters plaguing this wood are not of the sea, yet they come from the deep. Not scaled or finned, but cloaked in shadow and silence. Their forms resemble no deep sea beast, only the stillness of something watching, waiting. We once believed the deep to be ocean alone, but we were wrong. It is a realm, like Nera, land and sea, surface and root, a place where strange hungers take shape. The hunters move like spiders, low to the ground and quick to the branches. They perch in the canopy and skitter through the underbrush, striking from angles unseen. Their spider-kin stalk ahead. They lay webs not to feed, but to trap, ensnaring prey for the hunters to finish. Together, they are efficient, ruthless, a perfect expression of the deep's will to consume. We do not know what drives them, only that something in Nera... Ahem. Hang on, we'll finish that in a second. I'm sorry, boar, you just happened to be here. Hey, look, a yam. All right, now, sir who interrupted my story time telling. The rot. We haven't even been to this island yet, apparently. didn't know that the wizards could... Oh no, there's a spider up there. I didn't know the wizards could lay down silk traps. All right, can you come over here out of the spider? The one accidentally set the other on fire. That's amazing. All right. Ow, 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 ow. Ow. The worst part is that was somehow a poisonous rock that they just threw at me. That was impressive. All right. Perfect. You are now dead. Now you two. What is happening? Okay. Can we go back to reading now? There's another one. I do not appreciate you. I'm very sorry. Alright, together. They are efficient, ruthless, a perfect expression of the deep's will to consume. We do not know what drives them, only that something in Nera calls to them, and they have answered. For the great wood to endure, the hunt must be met. To shield this realm, you must rise as the hunter. Where's my dead body? Was I all the way over here? Ah. Now there's you. Whoops, I tried to cast my ground pound and it doesn't want me to do that right now. Oh, that's right, my dead body's on that completely other island. I just stopped here because we haven't really been to these islands yet. I just kind of mostly ignored them. Look at this flower. It's like just hanging out there. Do not touch the roots. Everybody, we have learned a valuable lesson. Hawk stomping her feet, indeed. Those mana potions are going to be very valuable when we go to continue our fight in other realms going forward. Once they add new biomes and such. Alright. Let's go get my dead corpse. Past the spider. Got the yam roots on the way by. Okay, yeah, that goes up to a construct. I don't want to go to a construct. I don't think that that's going to be of any value to us for what we're trying to do currently. Yamroot! Alright. Come on, people, let's go find our corpse. Death by bramble vines. I'm assuming we've read you? Yes. There's a chest up here. Somewhere I saw a chest. I wasn't just imagining things, I don't think. Yep, there it was. Yep, I can get distracted if I want to, Anne. It's my stream and I'll get distracted if I want to. You can put that to whatever music seems appropriate in your head. So there, of course, that is the shrine for the fire. Okay, where did I die? No song, you're getting a headache? What is that? Earthen ring. A durable ring infused with the steadfast power of the earth increases walk speed and reduces gear durability damage. Interesting. There's a spider somewhere who's trying to attack me. That's right, we went through here. Attunement increased to level 9. Okay. I think we went through here, right? Or not? Where is my where's my dead body? Or as I tried to go, here it is. Okay. Hang on. Hang on. Not enough mana. Well, let's just fix that. I'm gonna go somewhere where you guys can't get to me. Well, the throwy spider can get to me, but... Okay, perfect. Okay. Okay, you are all done. You are now all done. Let's chop these so we never have this problem again. Did I get them? I can't take all of them. What happens if I drop 2 rocks? What else is in here? I have glowflies. What happens if I drop 3 flower petals and 3 clay? and assault. Well, there's my 86 sharpstone arrow, so I'm kind of glad I did. Oh, there we go. All right. Oh no, not sold. It was only one. It'll be okay. I don't recall. That's probably the last of the spells we're going to be able to cast unless we take more mana potions. Every time we've come up here, we've gone that way, and we glide over to another section. Can we go this way instead? Yes, but no. Weird that I would rather have the resin. Are you guys hiding any shrines? You're hiding glowflies. All right. Okay, guys. I'm starting to get sore from sitting here for too long. So we're going to have to call this for this evening. I do not know how some streamers do, like... Gosh, how they... Gosh, they'll do like 24-hour streams. Like, I'm sitting here thinking, my butt hurts already. And it's only been 3 hours. You're very sleepy. Yes. We're gonna call it here. Hours upon hours. I could not sit that long. To be fair, maybe if I had a better chair, I'd be able to sit a little bit longer, but still not 20. I would even start losing my voice. Like, my voice starts getting cracky and stuff like that, just like, it gets weak, and just even after like a 4 or 5 hour stream. They take breaks. Yeah, but breaks only help you so far. I mean, it'll make my butt feel better for a few minutes while, you know, you stand up and walk around, but then you got to come back and sit down, and yeah. It's just, that would be a lot. A lot, I say. Alright, let's go put all of our stuff away. Repair all of that. Put you away, and nothing for you. Put you away. Put the foods away. Let's go up here and put away you. And do I have anything for here? Well, no. Stuff for that. Stuff for in there. I have this random ring. You can go in there. Goodness. And we leveled up our guy. So let's go ahead and see. We have Surge, increased potency while Cascade is active. Very nice. And I think we already opened everybody to at least level 6. There's the turtle. Here's the little Cindertail guy. He's at level 6 right now. And the wind guy is at level 7. Very nice. But we're working our way down the water tree, at least until we get here. Alright guys, but that is gonna be it for this one. Hopefully soon we will have uncovered all of these spirits, and we will be able to be done with this mission, which is literally just sailing around. It's not nearly as exciting as I would like it to be. But that's going to be it for this one. So thanks, guys, for joining. And I will catch you guys in the next one.